I heard that strawberries and raspberries are not really berries, but a banana is a berry. Apparently, in a botanical sense, even cherries are not even berries. Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to Analyzing Abstracts, a show where me and my friends discuss. I'm here, I'm Luke, your host. Of course, today my guest can hold his breath for 3 minutes, has recently discovered the joy of riding a bicycle, and is also in badly need of a haircut. Please welcome Diero Apacible.
Hey Luke, thanks for having me on the show. Hello everyone. Hello viewers of Luke. I don't know what to say. It's my first time on a podcast.
Ah, so we're just gonna chill here, just gonna talk. How's your day, Diero?
Yeah. Oh, it was okay. Yeah, just like what your intro said, with the bike, I rode my bike a while ago. I think that's why I got tired and accidentally took a nap a while ago. But it was good. It was a pretty good day. Nothing much happened. It was a pleasant day. How was your day?
It's okay. I worked. That's
Oh,
it.
that's good. And now we're here.
And
Worked
now
and
we're
now
here.
you're doing your podcast.
Yes, and now we're
Okay.
just here. I don't-
Yeah.
we don't know why we're here, but we're here.
Yeah, just all of a sudden we're here talking about something.
Uh,
Uh,
Speaking of something, our topic for today is video game one. Our question is, what makes a good and replayable multiplayer game? So it's more about, we're gonna focus more on the online multiplayer games, where it's 1v1, team based, PvE, mostly competitive, maybe. We'll discuss the other like local cooperative, couch cooperative types of games probably another day. But what makes a good and replayable multiplayer game? Have you played anything multiplayer recently, dear?
yeah, I mean, I've been playing a lot of Valorant, and that's technically multiplayer because
That,
I play with four other people, and we
that's
go
basically like
against
um,
five other people. Yeah.
dictionary definition multiplayer.
Yeah, but this one's a shooter. Yeah, for those of you who live under a rock and haven't heard about Valorant, it's Riot Games, the people behind League of Legends.
Hmm.
It's their newly released first-person shooter, and it plays a lot like Counter Strike Global Offensive, like
Yeah,
CS:GO.
CS:GO. Most it's
But
most
yeah,
people compare it to like other team-based games like Overwatch, Team Fortress, but I think it's more CS:GO. Eh?
yeah, the guns and the shooting kind of work like CS:GO, but it's kind of like Overwatch because
Their powers.
it's like a hero shooter,
Yeah,
yeah, and then each agent is unique, has their own, like instead of using flashbangs or grenades or whatever, their utility comes from their powers,
yeah.
like something like that. Yeah, and that's the main game that I've been playing. Yeah, but back when I was younger, like early, like grade school, high school, I used to play a lot of MMORPGs, the free MMORPGs.
Which ones? Is this Ragnarok?
Um, I guess no, I wanted to, but I think I was all my friends were getting into it. My computer like couldn't
Handle
computer we
it.
had for the their family shared couldn't really we couldn't figure out how to work it. So I think one of the first uh games I played, so I just played a lot of the free MMO RPGs, was probably RuneScape. I played a lot of RuneScape
Yeah,
before, and Maple Story, if you've heard of Maple
I've
Story.
heard I've heard more of RuneScape.
Yeah, RuneScape's a classic, and
Yeah,
apparently a lot of people still play, and
it's the
it's
servers
already
still
called
on.
RuneScape 3 now. What's
Yeah,
that?
the servers are still on. People are still
Yeah,
playing.
servers still. Yeah, there's both old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3 apparently. It's already on its third version or something like that. And I actually played a bit of it a few monons ago,
Oh wow,
and
how
it's a
is it?
bit different nga. It's not as it's a lot more, the new player experience is a lot better because the tutorial's more in depth.
Oh,
But at the same time, it gets overwhelming when you're done with the tutorial. Like I only played it once again, then I haven't played since. Yeah, it's still, in a way it's more complicated now than it was when I played it when I was in grade school. Yeah.
That makes. I'll be honest. I've never played an MMORPG, and
Oh, why not?
I don't. Well, I didn't have time,
Uh huh.
and we didn't have like a good computer, and we didn't have good internet. I got like good internet by like high school,
Uh huh.
so
Yeah, that's true. Actually, our internet wasn't even that great, but I guess it could manage like RuneScape,
yeah, it's
those
simple.
simple MMOs. Yeah. Not I can never really play World of Warcraft or anything like
I
that.
want
Just
to
the
play World of Warcraft, but I'm more on looking forward to like the new ones like GTA Online or Red Dead Online.
Oh yeah, I have friends who play a lot of GTA right now, GTA Online. And I actually have GTA on my Steam account,
GTA
but
5
I don't, yeah, GTA 5, but I haven't been, I don't know.
is online a
It's not
separate
my,
separate buy.
how does it work ba? No,
Cause
it's part of it.
yeah,
It's part
because
of it.
in
It's
Red
like
Dead it's part of the
uh-huh.
game.
Yeah, so it's the same for GTA 5. You
Uh,
download, like if you buy, you pay for it, then you download it. I forget if you'll have to download a separate thing, or if I'm not mistaken, it comes with it na, the online
Most probably it
server.
does.
Like when you, yeah, when you start with the game, you can choose if you want to do the story or if you want to play online, something like that.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
that's what I'm looking forward to because I heard it gets crazy there. Especially they I heard that so many people like create rooms, create different types of um like games. It's not just the adventure anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like what they've been
They
doing
mod it
to
kasi.
Fortnite. Like Fortnite
Oh, may
became
ganon.
not
Cool.
just a battle royale anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
people are like
Ah,
doing escape
nice.
rooms in Fortnite. I'm like, what?
Oh,
What?
wow. That's so
What's
cool.
this?
One of the craziest things that I've heard in about GTA Online is that there's this mod called 5M. Have you heard about that?
Tell me about it. Maybe I have.
So it's a mod that makes GTA. It's basically a role. It makes it like a role playing. It's like a role playing server
Mhm.
where I've never tried it myself, but I've seen a few videos and from my friends telling me to try it out because they do it, and you just basically you role play as someone. Like you could be a police
Oh,
officer
so many other games have
or
that. Like in
yeah,
Overwatch, people role
yeah,
play.
so something like that.
Yeah, there's a server where people just role play.
Oh yeah, so yeah, so it works like that. Like oh, that's so cool. I didn't know there's that in Overwatch as well.
People are weird.
I wouldn't have thought, ha. Pero yun, sa GTA, as you can imagine,
Yeah.
kasi diba, the world's so big. So, yun, you can do certain jobs, like be like I think you can be even like a lumberjack, if I'm not mistaken, or a store owner. And then, if you don't follow the rules, like even, like you could be driving, right? Then you could be breaking, I guess, the traffic
They'll
rules.
kick you out.
Someone who's a police
Oh, okay.
officer can, yeah, try to arrest you and bring you to jail, and then you have to role play like you're the police officer, role play like you're the store owner, storekeeper, or the burglar, something like that. Yeah,
Was this
it's
before
pretty,
or
and there,
during the quarantine?
I heard about this before the quarantine pa. Yeah, but
People are weird.
people,
But I'll be honest,
yeah,
if
wala,
I'm
like,
bored and
oh,
I see that, I'll probably go in.
yeah, it's called GTA 5M. I think it's one word, FIVE and M. You can search that on YouTube like sometime.
Now I wanna
Yeah,
watch.
since people get really immersed in the role playing. It's like they just use GTA because realistic graphics ganon, but they're just basically role playing. Pretty cool concept. Role playing real life lang. It's so
But I
interesting.
think I've seen many. Even Team Fortress 2 had that like role play servers.
Okay, I never heard about the role play servers. That's
I'm
pretty
I'm not.
interesting. But I do know TF2
Yeah,
has a lot of mods. Yeah, modded
I think even
servers.
CS:GO has one. We just don't know.
Maybe all the games, right?
Yeah.
Basta may modding community.
Basta may
That's
you
so
have a
cool.
way of bringing people in one room and then you can voice chat. That that's the
Yeah,
possibility.
that's so a game that I'd want to have multiplayer someday is The Sims, man. I know there used to be
Mm.
Sims Online, like back when the Sims 1 was the game, but ever since that they never tried it again. I don't think.
Well,
Imagine like
EA owns it,
Sims Star with
so
online.
naman EA with their like
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
microtransactions and um,
Yeah, it's
other shady dealings. So they probably,
uh,
unless someone buys it off of them, the license, which is probably so expensive by now, uh,
yeah.
I don't think we'll see one in the near future. Especially now that Sims is becoming, I don't want to say worse, but
You can say worse, man. I own Sims 4, but my favorite one this so Sims isn't multiplayer, right? But just want to say that I played a lot of Sims 2. I had almost all the
I
expansion
played a lot
packs.
of 1, 2, 3.
I 3 when 3 came out kasi I didn't have a computer or laptop strong enough for it because you know how 3 was more realistic,
Yeah,
the graphics, and it was they made it seamless to jump
yeah.
in
There's no
to go into
loading.
the house. Yeah, no loading screens. So I didn't have a my laptop at the time couldn't handle it. So when Sims 4 came out, sakto I had like a better laptop, and Sims 4 specs were actually more accessible. Yeah, it was more accessible to lower end PCs, so I could play Sims 4 again.
It's a little weird
But
lang na they
yeah,
started like, okay, Sims 1 very, it's a little more adventurous, the Sims 1. They made it, it wasn't very sandbox, and then Sims 2 was very sandbox, like you could do a lot of things. And then they're like,
uh-huh.
Sims 3, maybe let's remove loading screens so everything's like
Yeah,
open
yeah.
now. And then they're like, Sims 4, let's put back
It's
the
like in
loading
between.
screens.
Yeah, it's kind of in between 2 and 3. Nah, you're not just restricted to your house, unlike in 2, but you're restricted to like a certain block of the town. If you want to go out to like a community center, you have to do a
But I
loading
wish they
screen.
could have put like the charm of like Sims 1. Because Sims 1 had like,
Yeah,
had like adventures. You had to go you could go somewhere and just have adventures and do things and do weird stuff.
yeah,
But they
yeah.
didn't put it.
It's honestly different, yeah. And there are a lot of things that weren't in the base games before, which disappointed me because
Yeah. And it's expensive
like
pa.
yeah, like they're like the Sims 4 shipped out with no swimming pools, no
Yes.
toddlers, and until
Yes.
now, no burglars. Like I can't believe they haven't added the burglar in Sims
There's
4.
no swimming pool, no toddlers, but there's an ice cream machine.
Isn't I tell what? I don't. I haven't used an ice cream machine in Sims 4. That's so
And
funny.
that's why people are like, okay, so you thought no swimming pools, but you put an ice cream machine. Is this really
Oh
the
my gosh, I don't
priority
think
that you want to?
I've even used that item in the game.
I
Nakakainis.
I don't know. Maybe it's like a cookie machine. I don't know. But it's
Uh,
a food making machine,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
it became like a meme because like people were like, okay, so they want an ice cream machine in the game, but they don't want the other classic stuff that we
Yeah.
wanted.
And it's so weird. There's still no burglars in the game until now. I don't know.
Oh,
All the other games, 1, 2, and 3 had burglars.
oh yeah,
Like you
yeah, yeah.
forget
They
to
had,
put your
but
burglar alarm,
it
he's gonna
became
steal your stuff.
infrequent. Like in Sims 3, there's not much burglar happenings as Sims 2, and as much as how much it happened in Sims
Yes.
1.
Yeah, that's what I was actually telling Chrissy about it before nga na how because I got Chrissy, my girlfriend, I got her Sims 4, so she played it for a bit. And I was telling her I was comparing Sims 2 to 4 and how 2 was just a lot more detailed and I don't know, 4 looks prettier. I personally like the art style of 4 more than 2, but the gameplay of 2 is just it's unmatched by 4. Like
Yeah,
you could do more. You could you got picked up by a car when you had to go to work. In 4, your sim just walked
walks.
away. Yeah, or yeah, and
In
disappeared.
Sims 3, you still get picked up by a car,
Yeah, diba?
and then
So
they
I don't
added
know.
the ambitions expansion where you actually get to do the jobs. So, for example, if you're like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
detective, you're actually doing it. Mga ganun.
They have that in 4 too. It's in the form of an expansion pack, but
But it's
I don't
not.
want to
I
spend
saw how it
money on.
plays. It's like
Yeah,
it's not as good as what they did in three. Na it feels like an
yeah.
adventure. In four, it's like, oh,
You're just there. Like
you're
I don't need
doing
to
it,
be a doctorate, so you're there. You're just there in the clinic, and you're just clicking
messing
on.
up stuff in the
Yeah,
clinic.
yes,
Yeah.
I see. Well, just compare because I haven't really played three yet, but two was more was more adventurous, and there's more risk and reward. Like your sim could die in many ways. It's like in Sims 4, you had to intentionally mess up for your sim to die.
Yeah,
So yeah, but in two, it's like even if you make everything go right, something could still go wrong, and that was part of the fun.
yeah,
And
I get that.
yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
anyway,
But yeah,
Sims
we're moving on
wise.
because Sims is not online, but we brought it up. But I think yeah, but I think that part that like what we mentioned about being adventurous and also the risk and reward
Yeah,
that very much applies to MMO
yeah,
games.
because in MMOs you like have to do stuff in order to complete objectives. It doesn't have a survival element like Sims. Oh, can you imagine like an MMORPG that's survival? That would be like so scary.
Mhm.
Because
Well, like
you drop in and then you don't, and then if you can't complete what you're doing, you're just dead. You have to make a
you
new
just said, yeah,
character.
make a new character. Yeah. Like it may permadeath aspect. But do you remember the game Daisy?
It's still on, right?
I guess yeah, but I
I
don't
don't know.
think it's
I'm
not as
confused
popular
because
now.
there's like Daisy, there's like seven whatever. There's
Uh-huh.
like so many.
Yeah, I think Daisy was the first one that got really big. And then it's kind of like it started out as a mod of this game Arma, and then
Mm, yeah,
and then I think the developers made or the people who modded it created their own standalone version of it. Na Daisy
yeah.
lang. That's like an MMO survival game. And I think there
Medj.
are others like it, but I just remember because
Oh, now that you say it, I'm
yeah,
like, oh yeah, it's. I didn't think of something new. It exists now.
yeah, diba, yeah, diba? And hey, battle royales are in a way survival
Yeah,
games.
but your goal there
Although
is to kill the others.
yeah, your
In a
goal lang is to
survival,
kill.
it would have been.
That's
It would have like I think that's what Fallout 76 was trying to do. Like the idea na,
uh
oh, you have to survive together, five other people, and build a fort together, and then you'll try to fight off
uh-huh.
the other stuff. And what people did is they just fought each other. There are like so many
The
trolls.
site didn't work. I see.
Well, that's one thing that didn't
Uh-huh.
work. Other than
Side comment.
graphical issues, server issues,
Uh-huh.
list goes on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, so
uh,
that's interesting. Yeah, if you're talking about what makes a multiplayer game fun and replayable, we could also, diba, you mentioned how some multiplayer games fail, and that
yeah,
was interesting. How Fallout 76 nga didn't get
yeah,
as big
it was
as.
weird that it failed. Well, it kind of felt like it was going to fail because it felt like a very cash grabby. But they did Elder Scrolls Online, and Elder Scrolls Online was really good. Haven't played it, but I
Okay.
heard it's really
No,
good. I want
yeah,
to,
yeah, I haven't
but
played it.
they
Okay.
said the servers are like not being maintained as much, especially now that Bethesda's focusing on so many other things. So I don't know. If someone
Okay, I
tells me
see.
that it's still fun to play, please someone tell me. I'll probably buy it.
Yeah. And I think yeah, one very important thing when it comes to any online game, is that the devs should be very active to deal with bugs, to update the game, to I guess have events to keep their player
Yeah,
base coming back.
that's why I think that's why
Uh-huh.
Overwatch work. That's why Team Fortress 2 work. Because
Uh-huh.
they upgrade stuff like on a regular basis. Like I remember that when Team Fortress 2 came out, it didn't have the spy, but then they added the spy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Dang. I didn't
and
know
then
TF2 came out of this way. Cool.
like don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but that's what I know.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Overwatch, it came out with like what 26 characters, if
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
then new
mistaken,
heroes are
and
still
now it's
making new
32
heroes.
characters. Like, but here's
Yeah.
the downside, naman of update, constant updating, especially if you're adding more characters. You have to balance the game out. I don't know how Valorant's gonna do it, but because each character has a specific strength, if they create a character that trumps the other character too much, they have to nerf the character who was good. So that's what happened in Overwatch. There's like characters that at the beginning you felt very strong, um, you felt very powerful, but
Mm-hmm.
then they said naman, and I keep seeing it naman, pero they said na they try as much as possible not to nerf, but instead just make everyone super powerful to the point
So they
that,
just buff. That's their
yeah,
philosophy.
their idea is like whoever character you choose, you're gonna feel like you're the best one.
Uh
Parang
huh.
ganon. So they
Yeah,
try
yeah.
not to nerf it, but they try to buff it, but it becomes to a certain point where it's just too chaotic na.
Uh
Like
huh.
it's not tactical anymore. You're just trying to become like, because I remember when did I start playing it, like 2017, 2018, and then it was a little more tactical, like, oh, if you see this character, you should probably change to this character so that you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
have a
Uh-huh.
fighting
Like
chance
it's part
against
of the
them.
meta kasi yeah, the
Yeah,
matchups are part of the current
yeah, like
meta.
parang the
Yeah.
rock paper scissors of it. It
Uh-huh.
should work.
Uh-huh.
But now I forgot when the last time I played. Probably like 2019 na.
Uh,
Yeah, for the whole 2020 I haven't played yet.
dang.
Like
Oh,
the last time I played, it doesn't. You don't know na who to play against another thing, because they balanced it so much where it's just weird now. So I think that's what I think I don't know if they're the first one to try it. The idea of like each character having a different thing, and then they're adding more
mhm.
characters. Even though like Team Fortress did it, at least Team Fortress had like handful of
Yeah, they didn't
characters, not
add new
26,
characters, no. Yeah, that's
not
right.
32, like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot.
So like there's a lot of that's a lot of balancing to do, and
Yeah, and that's interesting because I think that's very much a part of game design then.
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I know you didn't really want to talk about card games specifically, but like a good example then of like a game wherein they do a lot of nerfs and buffs is another Blizzard game,
Yeah,
Hearthstone, which I used
Hearthstone.
to play a lot of.
But
And
I think the
yeah,
difference in Hearthstone is you don't feel like the nerf affects your gameplay too much, because it's usually like every season or like every time they release something new, it's like they replace like 10 cards versus like 1,000 cards available.
yeah, I guess like you could still change like pilot
Your
a
play
different
style,
deck, but
yeah.
yeah, like but based on like my friend who plays a lot and just from watching YouTube. Well, yeah, like if you like in Hearthstone, if you like playing a rogue and then they suddenly nerf core cards in rogue for the rest of the season, yeah, for the
Oh,
rest of the
that makes
season, or
sense now. Yeah, if
then
it's
it'll
specific to
too
one
bad for
type of
you that
hero.
yeah that you can't play rogue anymore if you want to climb up ranked ladder, diba? Something. So it's really tough. And the more like components you add to the game, like well, it gets more complicated for the developers to balance everything.
Yeah.
Unless they
But
remove some.
that's why I think what works with Hearthstone, which obviously they got it from Magic the Gathering, is that the idea that they cycle out cards.
Yeah, yeah,
You can't do that in a character-based game,
yeah. That would suck. If,
'di ba?
imagine, yeah, if they removed like Winston or Tracer in
Oh, imagine
Overwatch.
in Valorant if they suddenly remove like Jet, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I'm interested to see like how Valorant is going to fare if Overwatch has that problem, but then again, Overwatch has 30 plus heroes, like you said.
That's why I
Valorant
like
just has a
that's why I
handful.
like how Respawn did with Apex
Apex,
Legends.
yeah, I was actually gonna bring up
They
Apex.
started with just six or six.
Hmm.
Was I right?
Yeah,
Six.
I think yeah.
Yeah, but they started with like just so few because that would be easier to balance.
Yeah, and they just release a new agent every few seasons at us. So in 1 year, there are only like three
That's
new
still a
legends,
lot.
I think. Yeah. That's a lot though. I think
Yeah,
Valorant's
that's still a
planning to
lot.
do that every year. Valorant's planning to release 3 or 4 heroes, something like that.
Yeah,
Which
but
we'll see.
But I think in Apex Legends it works because the idea between Apex Legends is trying to survive to the point where you can kill the other people like that. In like Valorant or like Overwatch, it's more close combat eh.
Yeah, it's like just two teams,
Yeah, it's
two
just
teams of
you
five.
and the others. Parang ganun. Here it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, where do we go? There
Mm.
could be a chance that
Like,
you don't meet anyone until you meet the last team, diba?
yeah, it works like that in Apex since it's like it works like a
Yeah,
battle
because it's a
royale
battle
game.
royale.
It's interesting how they chose to balance the characters then. Like they realized like some of the characters in Apex, right, have bigger hitboxes, some are have smaller hitboxes.
Oh
So
yes.
the way they chose to balance that was the ones with bigger hitboxes received less damage. The ones with the smaller hitboxes received more damage every time they were hit, just to compensate for
Yeah, I
how
think
easy it was
most
to hit them, how hard it was to hit
I
them.
think most
Yeah.
games do that. So like tanks in Overwatch receive
Mm.
like
But
the
then again,
damage to hitbox ratio is
yeah, and
uh,
tanks in Overwatch though, they have the characters in Overwatch have different
yeah,
health
but
bars,
that's like
diba?
the same concept,
Yeah,
right?
kind of, yeah. But then yeah, in Apex, they all have the same amount of health, but yeah, they just tweaked it na lang sa how much damage they take. I think
Diba?
with Valorant, they just chose to keep all the models similar. So they're because I think like in a game like CS:GO, since it's very much like CS:GO, having different hitboxes would totally
Yeah,
break
it would
the
totally
game.
break, yeah.
Some characters wouldn't be chosen.
And
So
and
so
especially in
Valorant, yeah,
Valorant, you're buying from the same pool of weapons, so everyone
yeah,
so it has to work for whatever weapons you get.
yeah. It has all the weapons have to be consistent. So all the characters' hitboxes have to be consistent.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of balance. Like so, yeah. So in that sense, like even if it wasn't really a multiplayer game, they have to. But the thing is, yeah, you, you won't really play those kind of games against bots, naman eh. So I think I wonder if that issue is. I wonder if that issue is unique to multiplayer games. It probably is, no?
it
Because
probably is.
yeah, because they're like
I think
they're hero shooters. You don't really
yeah,
play that with a
and you're
computer
playing
only.
against another person kasi.
Yeah, you're playing with another
Another
person, eh.
human.
Yeah, who gets to choose who they get to
You can't
use.
predict what that human does. You can probably test it like a million times, and because of that one person who thought
Uh-huh.
it would be fun to try out something that they didn't think to happen, you know.
Yeah, that's why some people just quote unquote break the game because they figure
Yeah,
out certain exploits or whatever.
but I think
Yeah, that's one thing then about multiplayer games.
a good multiplayer game that I don't know if they have problems with balance since I haven't played much of it are like asymmetrical uh PvP games like the Friday the 13th game or like Dead
Or
by
like
Daylight.
Evolve.
Or,
Yeah, or like flip
Evolve's not a
games.
good example since it's not a good game. It's
Ooh.
not.
Yeah, I
People
heard
will
the
attest
second
to that.
one. Yeah, Evolve 2 had issues. I think they managed. I watched a YouTube video ata about it. Nah, they fixed the problems, but it was too late. I hear a lot of stories about games like that they end
Uh,
up fixing the problem, but not soon enough. Nah, the player base basically be
well,
consistent. Sayang.
it's not everyone can be No Man's Sky.
Everyone can be yeah, good for No Man's Sky, no?
Yeah, at least na fix nila, 'di ba? So how going back to like Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th, I
Uh
think
huh.
those types of multiplayer games are good as well because the balancing is about one versus like a lot. So it's easier
Hmm.
to balance that kind of multiplayer because again you're just balancing one type of character versus like tons of many others. But I heard that Dead by Daylight the difference lang between Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th is Dead by Daylight has like so many killers. In Friday the 13th it's only one Jason, but Jason has just like different types of what do you call that, different types of powers he can bring, parang
Right,
ganun.
right. Like loadouts
Yeah,
that he can
loadouts
bring in
yun.
a game.
He
I
he can
see.
have different loadouts. But
I
in Dead
see.
by Daylight, it's like totally
Yeah, there's a
different.
lot. The other day I watched the video that showed all the trailers of all the of all like the monsters
Yeah, they have a lot
in
na.
they have a lot, dude. Galing. Galing how impressive how many they got. They even have like the the one from Stranger Things, I think the Demogorgon from
The
Stranger
Demogorgon.
Things. Dude,
They have
it's
Michael
wild.
Myers from
Yeah,
Halloween.
Michael Myers as well. That's one of the first ones ata. It's crazy. I've never played the game. I don't really like horror games, but it looks
I
like a
don't
fun.
honestly. I don't think I can play it either. I'll probably be too
Yeah.
scared.
A quote unquote horror game that I can play though that's multiplayer is Left 4 Dead. That one, kaya ko
But
pa.
that's about. It's kind of scary, naman, especially like
It's still a bit scary, yeah, but that's the scariest I guess I would go because at least it's you and three of your friends, and then it's easy to kill the zombies
you have
relatively. At
friends,
least the
kasi,
normal
so you
zombies.
don't feel alone. Eh.
If you have friends, yeah,
So
that's true.
so you can't play like other horror games.
I'm not really a big horror games kind of
Okay.
guy. Horror movies, pwede pa, but
When
not
we meet
horror games.
Piero, we have some stuff to do.
Oh, my
I have
friends and I before we played. I what game was that? Was it Amnesia? It might have been
Oh,
Amnesia.
I can't play Amnesia. That's too
Yeah,
scary.
and then we just put a webcam on my friend's, attached it to my friend's computer. Then we just took turns trying to play it. It
No,
was
I
wild.
tried it.
Nope,
I'm like when I saw it, I'm like,
yeah,
no, no, I can't. It is too
you can't,
stressful. I
you
can't.
can't. I can't play
The
those
fact
game
pa
kind of games.
that fact that I can't fight pa. That's why I've never played Outlast
Yeah,
because
that's very interesting. Yeah,
I don't
you
think
can't
I can
fight.
do that. The idea that I can't fight back,
Mm-hmm.
it's too scary. Anyway,
That's
going back to multiplayer,
uh,
but the thing in I think that's the same why I can't play the like Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th because I know I can't defeat the
uh-huh.
killer. I just have to run away.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How do you think? Like, I noticed with asymmetrical multiplayer games like that, it usually has to do with with monsters, horror games, or like with in the case of Evolve, yeah, monsters again. Can you imagine like an asymmetrical game like that, but not 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 in the horror genre or whatever? I wonder.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. It works so well in the it works so well
Because you have
with
to
one
feel
monster
powerless. Eh.
versus, yeah. It has to be like there has to be a really strong like monster,
Mm-mm.
and then
And
the
the rest should feel
survivor.
powerless kasi.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wonder with
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
Well, we can search for that later.
Uh, maybe
Maybe
they can make
someone
one na
made with.
parang superheroes, but the solo superhero has to be like very overpowered, like Superman, and
Mm.
then some members of the Justice League that aren't as strong as Superman.
But
I
what
wonder if
would
that
the
would work.
gameplay be? Would it be totally tactical lang? Because in like these games, the survivors have to escape.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All three, diba? Evolve,
Yeah,
Dead by
yeah.
Daylight.
Can-
The survivors have to escape, parang ganun.
mm. Well, with Evolve, they hunt the monster, diba?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the
Yeah,
opposite.
but yeah, they have to defeat the monster.
But
Interesting.
the new Resident Evil, I forgot what it's called. Is it Resident Evil? Am I saying the right? Yeah, the one that came with Resident Evil 3 remake. What they did there is it's asymmetrical, but um,
Oh, this is Village, no?
no, no, no.
Resident Evil
That's
Village.
the new game. They made an asymmetrical multiplayer. I forgot what it's called.
What?
Resident.
That sounds
I'll
so
Google it
cool.
quick.
But then again, it's a horror game again.
No, no, but they did it. Na the
Oh.
solo player is controlling the rooms. So, for example, they'll put traps or they'll put a zombie here.
Oh, I
They'll
haven't
put a
heard of
dog here.
that. That's very Saw. Like, it's parang Saw
It's
movie.
kind of like so. Now the objective's still the same like the others. Na you have to escape. But now
Uh-huh.
so like tapos like you can even like shoot down camera so that the solo player can see you, mga ganon.
That's so cool.
It's Resident Evil Resistance.
I haven't heard of that. That's
It's part
cool.
of Resident Evil 3 kasi. So it
Oh,
comes
I
with
see.
the game.
As you're describing that, like someone with rooms and cameras, naalala ko bigla yung Para siyang like I don't know, like Five Nights at Freddy's came to mind. I don't know why.
Yeah,
It's
but this time you're
para siyang
powerful.
fleshed out and more na Five Nights at Freddy's. Parang
But
that's so
they make it like a game kasi they can't always put out things. So like she has
uh-huh.
like a mana pool, and then
I see.
it's not called mana, but it's like
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
it's
I
they
get
have a
you.
mana pool, and like for example, if they have to put out a dog, it spends like 30 mana. But if they
Uh-huh.
like just put out a trap, it's like 10 mana. So
In that
they
sense, para siyang tower defense tuloy in a
yes,
way.
and then they gain
Diba?
they gain more mana as
As
time
the
goes
time
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they
So
have to
interesting.
maximize that. Okay, they must not move to the next room or else they
Yeah, like I
win. Yung
won't be
mga
able to
ganon.
stop them, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice. That's so I haven't heard of that. That's cool. I'll look into that later.
yeah. I want to
That's
try it, but
interesting.
then it's connected kasi to Resident Evil 3, so I have to buy Resident Evil
Yeah.
3.
And are you gonna play
Eh,
Halo 3?
I want to play Resident Evil 2 muna. I'm starting playing kasi I haven't played before kasi. And
Yeah.
then when last sale I bought Resident Evil 1, 0 and 7.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going through that first.
That's cool, man.
That's why I told you when if we ever meet soon.
Yeah, pwede na
Mm,
if I could come over your house again. You know
mm.
what kind of games we're gonna play. That'd be so fun, dude.
I tried to make Danny play nga last time she
Uh,
was here, but we didn't have
just
time. Sayang.
oh man.
Okay,
But yeah,
going
but
back
hard
to
yeah.
yeah, going back to multiplayer. Would you consider like Jackbox games a kind of like multiplayer uh video game thing, or
Well, yeah,
is it
technically multiplayer, but I would box them under party games. I would call it a
yeah
party game.
maybe,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
but
Like
then what if like
sorry.
you know the rooms in Gmod or like CS:GO na like resistance style na one of you's a
Yeah,
killer.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting actually, because it works kind of like a Jackbox. Jackbox has a game like that with the alien. There are
Yeah,
actually games that are like that on Steam now. I played it with my friends. One is called Mind Night. Have you heard of Mind Night?
not yet.
It's basically Resistance, but you just in video game form, so you can just see your characters on the screen, and then you
Would you
just
still like? How
you
about that?
type.
Would you still categorize it to a party game?
Interesting. Yeah,
That,
it's very similar to a party game. It is multiplayer technically, but it's not the kind of game that comes to mind when you ask me about an online multiplayer
yeah,
game or
maybe because
an
it's
MMO specifically.
maybe because it's more social driven,
Yeah, it's very yes.
not
It's a social
really
game.
skill driven.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Mm,
interestingly enough, like in if you're yeah part of the like to answer part of the question then or partly answer your question, something that I think will make a multiplayer online game an online multiplayer game good or replayable is good social features as well. Especially
that's
when
true.
we're
That's true.
talking about MMORPGs, the social features should be good enough nga na it would be it's very engaging to build the community within the game, to interact with the other players, make it easy to interact with other players, make it fun to interact. I think that's a good part then. Like with
Yeah,
shooters, like uh
that's why I think like Overwatch, CS:GO, Team Fortress 2, they make like servers where people just chill. I mean,
yeah, you can
s-
just
I sometime like in Overwatch, I'm like I just go in. I don't even play. I just go to like a chill server. Someone's like playing music there, and people just walk
that's so
around.
cool. Yeah, yeah. Because then I think
So
people miss that because unfortunately the MMORPG scene isn't as booming now. Lots of people are playing shooters more, battle royales, ganon.
or people are playing RPGs outside na kasi like outside
Yeah,
of
or
the
just
video game, they're playing actual RPGs na.
yeah, like
People
D and
realize,
D.
you can do that in real life.
Yeah. That's true. I'm very happy about the rise in tabletop RPGs as well, like D and D and all that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad more and more people are getting back into it. But yun, like
Yeah.
with the
I think
online
even more
ones,
so now because of the pandemic. People are
yeah, they can. Ironically, though, my party hasn't had a game ever since the lockdowns happened.
uh
My
our
our dungeon
our
master got
Cthulhu.
really busy kasi.
Our
Buti na lang
Cthulhu
may
is doing
Cthulhu,
good,
yeah.
ah.
Yeah, at least we still meet up. But our D&D, yeah, our D&D party hasn't met up because our DM got really busy during the lockdown.
Oh, that makes sense naman.
Yun.
So like let's list down like what we said.
Mm.
Basically what we said is like it should be
Up,
balanced
yeah, balance for sure, just like with any game.
for sure.
But more, yeah,
It's
more importantly with online games, because like you said, other another person is controlling the other character, so there are a lot more variables nga to it.
yeah. Yeah, there should be frequent updates
Yeah,
like you
frequent
said.
updates. Yeah, the depth.
Speaking of
Uh,
frequent updates, I think that's what kept people playing like Overwatch really. That's what I'm thinking. And
uh
even
huh.
like Dead by Daylight, they have like
They're
events.
still
I
being
think that's
updated.
why people keep going back because when they add new stuff, it just makes you feel like whatever you paid for was worth it and you paid only
And like
once.
yeah, like and if like and you're getting all, it's like you're getting different versions of the game slowly. So in essence, like you're getting a new game. Yeah.
Even in MMORPGs, even though like WoW keeps giving expansions,
Uh
but
huh.
then those expansions get updated with new missions. Ganun.
Uh huh.
So like the idea that they still update stuff, even if
Hmm.
it's just even if it's a paid expansion, just the thought of updating will make you go back, right?
Yeah, for sure. Especially if the game's been feeling stale. And then just like with Apex, my friends and I stopped, like you know what happened with Apex Legends with all the hackers?
Yes.
Yeah, that really ruined the momentum of Apex, sayang nga. But then, when the hacker situation got a bit better, and then when Apex would release a new legend, or would update, make a new map, and my friends and I would want to check it out again. So
Yeah,
at least,
just to
diba?
see.
Yeah, just to
That's
see.
why I think
And
like they put seasons, right? They put seasons because
yeah, season
you're like, okay, what's gonna happen next season?
yeah. And another thing that games now, multiplayer games now, are implementing, that I guess they think works. We can talk more about this. Is adding battle passes. What do you think about battle passes? Do you think that helps in
Hmm,
keeping the player base engaged, or do you
that
think that kind of ruins the whole experience for you?
maybe depends on the person. I personally don't care about it. Like, I
Yes.
won't be affected. I won't buy it.
Yeah, 'cause
But
that's
like,
how like free games monetize now, diba? They
mm,
Yeah, by selling the battle pass, and if you want
yeah,
like
like in Fortnite, that's how
cosmetics,
they
yeah,
got rich.
Fortnite, Valorant has a battle pass, Apex has a battle pass now. I wouldn't be surprised if
But
like yeah, MMORPGs have battle
but I
pass.
like the idea that they have the option of free, and then they have the option of oh, you get to unlock everything. Just pay this
Yeah, and
amount.
it's like sure cosmetic lang siguro, I guess.
Yeah,
But
but then
interesting.
again, it's like I personally don't mind like grinding to unlock all the characters.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, yeah. For me, if it was possible to get the same stuff as long as you can grind, that would be so much better. And
Yeah.
and you pay if you want them unlocked right away. For me, I'm leaning towards that kind of game more.
See, diba?
But-
Tipid tayo eh.
Yeah, tipid tayo versus
But then
like
like I think the other battle passes they don't add. They usually add like special stuff, but it's purely cosmetic. It's not
yeah,
like pay
cosmetic.
to
Yeah,
win.
yeah.
It's not
Uh
like
huh.
what EA did with what was
With
that Star
Star
Wars
Wars. Yeah,
Battlegrounds,
yeah, yeah,
where
yeah. I
you
heard
have
about
to
that.
buy Kylo Ren, ba? Or you have to buy Ray, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
why do I have
The
to
really
buy
strong.
the characters?
You
Na-
already bought the
And you
game, man.
and you can't unlock them. There's no way
No,
to
and
unlock them
yeah,
unless you
that's
buy them.
that's crazy. Because if you
'Di
think
ba?
about it, you pay, it's not even a free game, eh.
'Di ba?
Like it'll be a bit more forgivable if it was a free to play game, but it's not that. You pay for the game, and then you have to pay for more content for the game. With,
Crazy.
diba? Without it even being an expansion pack, you just pay for one character. That's crazy, dude.
Crazy talaga. And like they're they're considered by the stronger characters.
Mhm.
So it's like what the
Yeah,
term
so it's
says,
really
pay to
it's pay
win.
to win, literally pay to win.
Diba? Okay,
But what
so
yeah, what you mentioned about the grind though, I think that's something I feel like uh a lot of MMOs now or newer MMOs shouldn't take for granted. So you know how like there are a lot of like especially with mobile games getting popular, and then there are like mobile versions of popular MMOs like just Ragnarok mobile, Maple Story M, etc. I was so excited for Maple Story M, but what turned me off from the mobile Maple Story was that there was an auto battler.
mm,
Diba? It kind of worked like those idle clickers na your character
mm-mm,
just earns money without you doing anything. And as convenient as it is, I don't like that. I want to be able
yeah,
to grind by
to play.
moving my character myself. Yeah, and I feel like some MMORPGs are starting to implement that in their games. Hopefully not, right? But so hopefully, like the new MMORPGs, like the ones I heard about, like there's this one coming out called not coming out anytime soon, but in development rather, called Ashes of Creation. And I think that one they really it's going back to the basics of a true MMORPG where you grind out your profession, your class, your level so you can save up for a
Or
house, etc.
or
Or
I don't know if someone can do this. I don't know if it exists. Why
yeah,
not remove leveling up entirely?
interesting.
Like
And
do Legend of
what would
Zelda
take its
Breath of the
place?
Wild na it's not about leveling up
It's
so that you
about
can
the
get
equipment.
stronger. It's about getting the right equipment at the right place at the right time so that you have
Mm-hmm.
exploring there. It's more
Mm-hmm.
about the exploring aspect.
Yeah,
Na
that's
your
interesting as well.
leveling up quotation marks is getting the equipment that you
Uh huh.
want to get by completing this mission. Parang
Uh
ganun.
huh. That's interesting.
To
Mm.
remove leveling up entirely. Because all MMOs
I
have
think it.
leveling
Yeah,
up.
I can imagine it works. It works with Breath of the Wild because it's a single player RPG. But I can imagine like I'm just like playing that devil's advocate. Imagine if it was an MMO version of Breath of the Wild, and then you're a new player, new account, and for some reason you're able to buy those higher level quote unquote items from other players, so you could like level up faster. Kumbaga, wouldn't that kind of
Oh,
ruin
that
some
makes
of
sense.
the
Because
yeah,
the
diba?
hmm,
Progression, diba? Like
but that
you could
depends.
have
Then
those
don't
big
put
jumps.
anything too powerful
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, like example, I'm
or
your
hide
you're
powerful things
uh-huh.
behind other powerful things. So, for
This
example, just to
yeah.
get this powerful, but I get what you're saying that I can buy it off, but
Yeah, or like let's say we're friends and I've been playing the game for months. Then oh look, you made a new character, and I have extra strong items that I just hand to your character, and you're already like you're already halfway to where I'm at because I gave you my old powerful stuff.
hmm.
Diba? Assuming that trade is
But
available in
that
that game,
depends on the
diba?
person rin. What if, well, they do it in games naman, in a
Na,
way.
yeah, diba? Like
Like in WoW, people pay other people so that they give them
the
powerful
account
so
or
that
even
they
the
can
account,
or
diba?
the or like the stuff that makes you level up faster.
Uh-huh. So so yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, maybe regardless, maybe the problem nga is in
It's the
what
people.
yeah, diba? What makes people want to level up as quickly as possible? Who knows?
Yeah.
Diba? So maybe you
Well,
need to make the journey to leveling up just as fun as like the end game content.
yeah. Or like
Diba?
make the adventure more about the exploration and not about a linear progression.
Yeah, maybe not
If
like
if
uh-huh.
somehow they can do that, I know that's like a coding nightmare, pero like if
Yeah,
somehow
yeah,
they
yeah.
can do that,
That's actually interesting. Like an MMO with no levels and just all about the yeah, just finding the
exploration,
right stuff for you. Yeah. Very. So how
diba?
would classes work in that kind of game? If you find a
You
staff,
just have
you're like a mage.
you
Ganun.
can't pick up specific things if you're not that class.
Okay. I see, I see. So that's how
Or
you
like
level up.
it's not as
Mhm.
strong as if you were a part of that class.
Yeah, 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 I see. Okay. It's
Ah,
very interesting. Yeah, you should look into into like when we're done with the podcast, Ashes of Creation. Very interesting how they approach uh
I should see. Yeah.
MMORPGs, yeah. And classes, ganun.
Uh, well, speaking of like people, I
Mhm.
think another thing that we need that makes a game a multiplayer game replayable is
The
not
community.
just the people you play with, because that's an easy pick, but the
Mhm.
community itself. Because if
Yeah.
the community is not thriving,
Yeah. Or they're
then there's not.
toxic.
Well, that's a different topic. I think
Okay,
toxicity,
okay.
but in general, like if there's not a lot of people playing, and then
That's
the
true.
servers are not working,
That's true.
you probably like imagine if people didn't know RuneScape came back, or if you're the one of the first people to hear that it's back, and then when you get in, it's like empty because there's no one there.
Baron, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yun,
I
that's
think that's still part of the multiplayer aspect as well, especially if you don't have friends, and you're relying on like getting other people on the other side.
yeah, yeah. Oh man, I was like that with RuneScape before when I was in grade school. I didn't really have friends that I could play with, so I just made friends with people who were there online, which
Yeah.
is
See,
really a
even
cool
if you have
experience.
if you have friends, if you're a complete team in Valorant, you're like five
Yeah,
players, but then there's no one playing on the other side.
yeah,
So
yeah. Diba?
yeah, that's
Yeah, so they have to keep the pay. But yeah, like they're all interconnected. Eh? Like if all
yeah,
the other aspects of what makes a good game are
you're
there,
right. I was gonna
you're
say
gonna
that
get
you yeah.
yeah, diba? You're gonna get the player base, and then if their player base is there, then more people are gonna want to play. And
Now now how
it's
about the
very
toxic part?
yeah,
How do we
yeah.
solve that?
Yeah, how
I
do
don't know.
I don't think you can. You
I don't think
can't.
you can.
Even in
I think
Valorant, dude. Oh
wherever you
man.
go, there will always be someone toxic.
Yup. Wherever you go,
Not
like
just video games, even anything that people
real
can do a
life.
fandom on, there's someone
Mhm.
toxic.
Yep, that's
So
true.
I th-
I don't think.
I don't think there's a way other than just blocking them out of
Yeah.
your stuff. That's why I like it's not perfect, but
Hmm.
the way Overwatch did it is you can click to avoid this person from matching with you for the next
That's
7
cool.
days,
That's cool.
regardless of when on your team. They can still
Uh
be on
huh.
the other team
Uh huh.
if through the matchmaker, but then
Hmm.
there you can avoid a person but
That's
for
cool.
7 days.
Yeah, in
Ganun.
Valorant you can report people like if they're toxic or whatever.
But the
At least
problem
you can.
kasi for reporting is people can troll it kasi.
Yeah, they can abuse it.
Like
That's true.
I can just troll you there if malakas trip ko, 'di ba?
Mm,
I can just say there's
that's it.
and then that's
Right.
like chaos on the other side as well. They have
Mm,
to make sure that enough people say like valid stuff about that person to really remove them, 'di ba?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it has to be a person to check that, not just a computer
Uh-huh.
algorithm. So it's like a chaos on the other side as well.
You know, like what kind of games can solve that problem better? Are MMORPGs, especially the ones with PvP,
Yeah,
because you can just literally kill their character.
but they can kill
Uh,
you as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So speaking again, so I'm gonna bring up Ashes of Creation again because I recently just watched their video, and they have a really good way of dealing with players who, you know how, like, especially in games where PvP is enabled, there are gonna be
Mhm.
those d bags that just stay in the starting area and will kill like players who don't
New
have,
people.
yeah, like innocent people that or players that have no interest in the PvP. They just want to do PvE. So they created this system called the corruption system, where
Hmm.
if you kill enough innocent people, you're gonna become a combatant. So you're like, I forget what you call that. But the innocent level, and then if you kill enough other innocent people, you become a combatant. And if you still continue to, to kill innocent other people don't uh that don't want to do PvP, you're gonna be branded as corrupt, and those that reflects on the color of your name. And if you're corrupt, you get less experience from doing quests or whatever.
Oh, I
The
think I've seen this Ashes
yeah,
of Creation.
yun,
Yeah,
yun. The guards of certain towns are going to attack you automatically, and other players can kill you, and they get, and when you can drop your items, you get you lose more experience, stuff like that. And it's
So
possible
it's
then
like, so you
oh
have to do bad things. People don't just report you.
yeah, you actually have to kill other players that are just minding their own business, and then the game will slowly parang siyang sa GTA. It's gonna raise your level until you're corrupt, and
Yeah.
then it's possible. And they might also add, or they might have added already, na like bounties for those corrupt players. So yeah, diba? So like the example, we're playing you and me, and then oh, there's a bounty for, let's say Chrissy's playing and she's a corrupt player. Oh, Chrissy, Chrissy Mateo's character, yun, whatever her name will be, is corrupt, and then everyone on that in that area can go look for her and kill her and then get money. So it's like you're
So
incentivized
yeah.
for being a good guy, and you're very
Yes.
highly discouraged for being a, yeah, a
Yes.
toxic
I
player in
think
that sense.
that's a good way to
That's really cool,
deal
right?
with
Yeah,
it.
but
Yeah.
with with shooters, with team shooters and stuff, you can't really do that except for like,
Yeah.
the report feature or the block feature.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting how, the kind of game can affect how it deals with how you can deal with toxic players, players you don't want to be playing with. Very cool, cool stuff. I can't wait for the game.
Yeah. And you made me just want to play Ashes of Creation even
Yeah,
more.
but hopefully, but yeah, it turns out wala, it might not. It's not coming out anytime soon.
That's the sad
But
thing, no?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, it seems kasi it's like a big game, eh. It seems like it's
It's
gonna
very
be,
ambitious.
yeah, very ambitious. So it's
So we'll
gonna take a
see.
long
Yeah.
time.
Fingers crossed, though they pull it off.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I think that's basically the aspects that we. Do you have any more aspects that you think would fit in?
Yeah, I think we can learn a lot from the games that ended up failing. Just like Heroes of the Storm, the MOBA by Blizzard.
And that's a weird game, eh.
That's another, no, yeah. And there are a lot of things that went wrong. It was a slow death, but
But
yeah, like
imagine if they put Heroes on the Storm of the Storm on mobile before Mobile Legends came
before
out,
Mobile Legends, yeah,
'di ba? Eh,
yeah.
'di
What
ba?
what do you think? Do you think? Because they're putting League of Legends, they're bringing it to mobile. Oh, they have brought it to mobile, but it's still in beta. Do you think it can overtake something like Mobile Legends?
Nah, I don't know. I
It
mean, they
might be
put
hard, right?
Diablo
Because I
on
mean, sure,
mobile.
it's League of Legends, but ML's already very established.
Oh wow. Mm.
No, diba? In the mobile scene, in the mobile
Yeah, I
gaming
get it.
scene, ML's very established already.
Yeah, I think
So
you will have to do something really game changing
yeah,
to overcome something that's already considered a norm. I mean, until now, people still play League of Legends. Like,
yeah.
even if they put, even if the mobile port fails,
Mm-hmm.
they still have like
At least,
tons and
yeah, they
tons
still
and
have
tons. They
main
have
wall.
Dota,
Yeah.
diba?
Uh.
They still have Dota players until now. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Interesting. Yeah.
that's like the one good example of like a good and replayable multiplayer game, Dota, diba? Because people still play it until now, even if some of us haven't played it their whole lives. They still get rich.
Yeah. 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 I tried Dota. It's not quite my game, but yeah,
Same.
I I watch some of the, their true site videos when they like the mini documentaries on the internationals
Mm-hmm.
called true site. Yeah, I'd watch those, and I just like watching those because especially the one about the underdog story of OG before. Did you hear
I
about that?
I know
I think that
nothing
was,
about what you're saying.
oh, okay, but what's that? Like I got into interested in this competitive scene of Dota because of there's this underdog story with this team that was supposed to be doing good, and then they didn't, so a bunch of their members left, and then these two guys that were core of the team, they were best friends. One of them left for another team, and so this guy was all alone, and their coach became a player, and they looked for three more players, and they ended up winning the international that year, OG, and they won the one after that as well. Oh yeah,
My God,
2018,
it's
2019,
like you
yeah. It was,
described a sports movie.
exactly. That's why I really loved watching it. I can link it to you after, dude.
But then
It's
they're
a
like,
very good watch.
you don't play the game, but you're still. engage in the
Yeah, as in
community.
I had no idea. I have no idea what's going on when they talk about what's going on in the game, but I understand the underdog story, the story of the players struggling to about to make a name for themselves, trying to go against the
That just
best.
shows how like their community is so big that they can make documentaries about
Yeah, dude.
their own esport, diba?
I'm gonna link it to your Facebook right now. Yeah, you can watch it. It's an hour long. It's so cool. I've watched it like twice, na dude, or something like that.
No.
Like I've watched it more than once, and I don't play Dota. It's so cool.
Oh my
Yun,
god.
I guess yun, like at the core of like multiplayer games, diba? It's people. It's the stories you can tell outside the game or in the game. Like that's what keeps games interesting. Eh?
True.
The
That's true. It's
diba?
about the stories you tell. Like you're gonna tell your friend the next day. You're like, "Oh, you should have played with us, cause you
Yeah,
know
this
this part
happened,
went
that
blah blah
happened.
blah
Yeah,
blah."
yeah, yeah.
True. True.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's
Like
that's a nice that's a nice underlining of what all the all the good and replayable multiplayer games have. It's the stories that you tell at the end.
yeah, diba? Like whether it whether it's an actual good multiplayer game or it might not be so good, but if at the end of the day, diba, it makes for a fond memory na you'd wanna relive and just cuento, talk to your friends about, then I guess it did its job, right? At least for that moment. So yeah, hopefully like the good multiplayer games can just uh organically churn out more moments like that that you'd be proud of, be happy about. Yeah.
Thank you, Diero, so much. My day is made. You just like it's like I was like going through clouds and then you were like blowing it all away and I saw the light
Yeah,
because
man.
it makes sense. Like in the end,
Yeah,
everything
that's a
goes to
cool.
what you said.
Yeah, that's a cool revelation. That's
And,
like yeah, that's I wasn't even
and you
planning on
only
wrapping it up like that, but
di ba? And you didn't even thought of it until you thought about the documentary
about
that you saw
Dota, a game I don't
about
even play.
Dota.
Like you, good thing you brought up Dota, dude. I don't even play that.
I,
But
oh my
yeah,
god.
killing. Yeah, that makes a good multiplayer game.
I can now not play games anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to play games anymore.
I don't I don't
We have
have to
transcended
anymore.
video games.
Yeah. I have actualized.
Yeah, we have actualized true sight.
I
We have
passed.
gained true sight.
I'm at nirvana. I understand. I
Ang
understand
ganda.
everything.
I understand life now.
The third eye
Oo.
has opened.
That's
Oh my god.
ang ganda,
Oh
Luke.
my
This
god.
was a great conversation. And dude, I know
Yes.
we could both go on and on pa, diba? But I think it's great to end here
Yes.
for now.
I'm still in shock at what just happened.
Where we ended.
This re- I hope I hope someone listening his or her mind is also being blown. Like
Yeah. I hope
they're
you guys
probably
enjoyed
like
this episode.
they're probably tweeting about it right now. Oh my gosh, I never. Or they probably think we're pretentious. So we don't know what people think
I
about.
sure hope not. I just really enjoyed watching True Sight. I
No,
linked it
I
to
don't
Luke.
think you're.
Yeah, you're not, dude. Don't worry. And yeah,
No, I
I
am.
linked it to Luke. Maybe Luke can link it somewhere. The True Sight,
Oh,
the
I'll link it
2018
into the description
anchor.
because that's how much it will affect
Yeah,
people's lives.
just watch it. I don't play. I don't like MOBAs. I don't really. I tried Dota. It's not my game. But I really enjoyed watching True Sight 2018. I also watched the 2019 one, and it was great. But 2018 was something else. That story, dude. The underdog comeback story. Galing. Ganda.
I'm still
Video games are
speechless.
awesome. Yeah. Dude, look,
Okay,
if you're
that,
speechless now,
we
you're
can
gonna
end that
love.
video games
Uh,
that awesome.
yeah, video games are awesome.
And the stories you tell.
Diba? Ganda.
Okay.
Boom! Boom!
Boom. Wait, I'm in
Ayun.
awe. I'm on awe talaga.
Ganda.
Okay.
I'm glad I was I'm glad it ended and that ended well. I'm glad that we
Your
enjoyed this
the
session.
degree worked. The degree that you studied in college for 4 years, worked.
Psychology. uh, I'm glad finally
It has come to fruition.
it has indeed.
Okay, so uh, on that note, thank you, Diero, for everything.
Thank you so much, Luke. Let's
uh,
play
di-
some games soon.
yeah, you could play it later. Joke lang.
Yeah,
Well, is
on
it a joke?
like
We can.
video games and our role playing games as well. Any kind of game.
Yeah, any kind. Do you have social media that people can contact you in case they want to tell you how awesome you are?
Well, my Twitter's private right now, but you can you DM people when they're private? I don't think
I
so.
don't. I don't think so.
I don't think. Well, they can ask you to contact me, but in case I make my
I'll
my,
I'll
my
s-
in,
I'll forward it to you.
yeah, forward me. But in case you want to follow, and then we can talk. We can and then we can DM after, or in case I make my account public, my Twitter is at I like turtles. It's a reference to that classic YouTube video where the kid in zombie
Oh yes,
makeup
I
goes,
know that.
I like turtles. Yeah,
I like turtles.
it's spelled
Yes.
like AHLAYKTURTOLZ. I like turtles. Luke follows me anyway. He can also just link it. Well,
Yes.
there, yeah. I don't really use IG, so I'll just plug my Twitter, I guess. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Daryl.
Thanks
Thank
again,
you.
Luke. Have
Thank you
a
so
great
much.
weekend. Yeah,
Have a
thanks
great
so much
day.
also. This
Have a
is
great
awesome.
night. Have a great life.
You too, Luke. And enjoy watching True Sight. Like, let's talk about
Yeah.
it after you watch it. All right.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Bye bye now.
And so that's it for today's episode. Again, if you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. Message me on all my social medias. Look Pagkatipunan. Don't forget also to subscribe if you like this. You'll get more episodes. Get to listen to more episodes here on Spotify or on YouTube, wherever you're listening. And that's it for today's episode. Yeah. Thank you again, and have a great day, everyone. So apparently, strawberry is an aggregate fruit, and a berry is supposed to come from one flower with one ovary. They come from one flower but with multiple ovaries. See, so yeah, that makes sense. A banana is a berry. Also, it's like a cucumber.